You guys have been an awesome crowd. The next comedian coming up will be seen on Fusion Network's television show Back Home. Please welcome Andrew Kennedy.
Yes. How are you guys? Yes. My name is Andrew Kennedy, and I am half white, half Latino. I speak perfect Spanish, and my great-grandmother was half black. I win, everybody. I win. I can connect with more people in this country than anybody else. That's it. Where are my black people? Black people, where are you? Where are my black people at? Where are my black people at? Where are my black people? White people. Where are my white people? Where are you? You're there? Are you enjoying the seats? Did that work out okay for you? That's fantastic. That's wonderful. Los latinos, ¿dónde está mi gente latina? Estamos en Nueva York. If I were just part Asian, that would be awesome. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing because I look completely white. I just did a set in Bogotá, Colombia, completely in Spanish, right? Yeah, where I was born, where my mother's from. My father's Mr. Magoo from England, so I went to Colombia, and I looked so white that the people waiting in line to see my show in Spanish didn't even know who I was. I'm passing through the people that are in line to see my show in Bogotá, in La Ruta 101, and they're like, hello, mister, hello, mister. This show is in Spanish. And I'm like, oh my, yo sé que este show está en español, carajo, hijo de puta, por favor. Even though I'm half Colombian, I was raised in Puerto Rico and Caracas, Venezuela. So I sound Cuban. It's very strange. It's very weird. And I'm totally an underachiever because I really should be running for office. Look, I mean, listen, did I tell you that, okay, half white, half Latino, my great-grandmother was half black, and my last name's Kennedy. Please, look at me. I put on a suit, and I'm gonna I get elected. Kennedys get elected. What happens afterwards sucks, but we get in. We get in. I want to run for governor of Arizona just to mess with that state. That's all I want to do, just to mess with that state. And they'll elect me, and they'll introduce me as the new governor of Arizona, Mr. Andrew Neil Kennedy. And I'll step up to the lectern, stoically, and say, que todos los mexicanos que quieran venir aquí por gratis, que vengan! Hey! Hey! Oh my God, look at that white boy talking Spanish. When you combine ethnicities and you have children, the children don't look like each other. You don't know what they're going to look like. I'm the middle child, and my brothers and I look nothing like each other. I get it. And I've always been my mother's favorite, and I know why. Because I was the whitest of her children. She is a racist, apparently. I was the topic of conversation because everybody wanted to talk to her because nobody ever thought I belonged to her. All right, so I was born in Bogotá, Colombia, then we moved to Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico when I was 2 years old, and as a baby I had bleach blonde hair. Bleach blonde hair, blue eyes. My mother's 5 feet tall, dark hair, dark eyes. She barely spoke English when we moved to Puerto Rico. I had to carry my passport and birth certificate just so that she didn't get arrested. Do the parents of the Swedish baby you have here? Señora, do the parents of the Swedish baby you have here, no, you have their child. I wish I were making any of this up. I wish I were, but I'm totally not. And Latinos, I mean, that's my culture. I mean, it wasn't until I was 13 that I moved to the States, and it's like, and this is where you can't judge people by the way they look because you just can't anymore. And we were heading over here from the West Coast where my family and I live, and we were getting to the airport, and I get priority access, but my family doesn't because I fly a lot, right? So I was trying to hook them up. And I thought the woman behind the counter was Latina, so I started talking to her in Spanish. I'm like, así que sería posible que nosotros nos podamos sentar todos junticos y entrar en el avión de principio, después de lo first class. And she just stared at me. I don't speak Spanish, okay, please. I do not speak. My name is Petra Giovanni, okay, please. I'm from Palermo. I do not speak Spanish. And I'm like thinking, the only thing I can say in Italian is, welcome to my show, my name's Andrew Kennedy. So I'm like, buonasera, mi chiamo Andrea, sono il comediante. Get away from me. Because you can't judge people by the way they look. Indians, if there are any here tonight, that can vouch, hate to be mistaken for Latinos. That's like the biggest pet peeve. I got in an argument with this guy at the airport because I'm like, mira, ¿tú sabes cuánto valen esas cosas hate? I don't speak this, ¿cómo te llamas? Okay, please. No, I'm serious. I am so serious. I've had it ever since I come into New York. Everybody, ¿cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? I'm not Boricua. Yes, I like to move it, yes. I wish I were making any of this stuff up. I'm not. It's awesome. We grew up all over the world. Then we ended up in the States, and now I've got my family, so I've got my kids. And they're now out of the life begins at bedtime phase. Because the life begins at bedtime phase, you just got to totally just focus on them till they go to sleep, and then you can start your day. You're like the Goonies. It's our time. It's our time down here. And it usually starts with a bottle of wine. You open up a bottle of wine, and you start doing what you couldn't do the whole day. So now they're older, so Kira's 7 years old, so we're finally, but the bad thing is that you stop listening to baby music, and you start listening to normal music, and you got to pay attention. See, he must have a child, too, that did this. So you got to pay attention, because some of these songs are nasty that you don't even know are nasty. I can tell you, last year, when Kira was 6, for 2 weeks, her favorite song on the iPod was Flo Rida's Whistle. That was her favorite song. Flo Rida's Whistle, before I knew that it wasn't about blowing a whistle at all. It's not about blowing a whistle at all. It sounds so cute. We were listening to Wanna Blow My Whistle, baby, here we go. You just put your lips together and you come real close. Wanna blow my whistle, babe. It's about sucking dick. I found out it was about sucking dick, and I'm like, Kira, Daddy doesn't ever want you to blow whistles. You can never, ever blow whistles. I lived in Hong Kong for 2.5 years. That was a lot of fun. As a child, it was great. And I know a lot of people that maybe, now if you don't speak Spanish and you watch Spanish TV, have you ever done that and just hung out for a little bit because you're like, what is happening there? That is crazy. And it's all very oversexed, the novelas. You watch a novela en español, it's always, yes, please, María, ven acá y haz tu tarea, María, haz tu tarea, María. And it's like a dad telling his daughter to do her homework. That's all it is. That's all it is. Haz tu tarea, María. And I can tell by the audience that there's a lot of people that only speak English. And let me ask you this: have you ever listened to somebody with a thick accent, and then you kind of change your accent without even knowing you're doing it to try to help the other person? It's like a subconscious thing where you're trying to help the other person. Because I talked to this Chinese woman that was warming a bottle of milk in like hot water, and she was a Chinese lady, and I said to her, "Are you warming the milk for your baby? Is that what you are doing? Are you warming the milk for your little baby? How old is your baby?" And of course she said to me, "He 2 years old." You guys are great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.